Oh, it's much better. Okay guys, hello and welcome back to the Mediocre Hobbies Battle Report series. This is the first episode of the second season of the Battle Report, so the story is going to continue and grow. We are going to introduce new armies, and of course we are now joined by another competitor into the arena, which is of course
Laura,
who has of course been... She's a bit shy, don't worry. Give her a few hours, she'll be fine. Who of course has been behind the scenes doing 99% of the work for this channel for 2 years now, so it's about time you've seen her on camera properly. You are returning from two previous Halloween and Christmas games, but now you're actually going to be stepping up and trying your hand at Warhammer 40,000 for the first time ever. So Laura will be trying 10th edition 40k and has never played a game of 40k before, which I think is going to be quite interesting. And then we have of course
Dave from Gulgin,
of course returning for his inaugural Season 2 starting Battle Report game. He has not played a single game of 10th edition either, so basically the theory behind this game is I am going to be teaching someone who has never played 40k and then someone who has never played 10th edition how to play 10th edition, and they're going to kind of compare and contrast the different experiences both players have and what they think of the new game system by the end of it, which I think should be super interesting. Do you guys have anything to say, anything to chime in with?
what are we playing?
Yep. I don't know, what are you playing?
I don't know.
Dave's going to be playing Iron Warriors, because he's useless, and the Queen is going to be playing, of course, the Tyranids, because she loves all things aliens and scariness, so it suits her down to the ground. And so those are going to be the two armies that are going to face off. The interesting thing about today's battle report today as well is, as of releasing this battle report, I'm going to say this now so we stick to our guns, the Tyranid codex is out for pre-order today, this morning, so this is one of the first places that you can see how new Tyranids work. I'm sure we'll figure out how to use new Tyranids by the time this battle report is over. So yeah, hope you guys are looking forward to this as much as the three of us are. At least I seem to be really excited about it. The other two are just standing around. I don't know.
It'd be nice if we got a word in, but you know, we know what this guy's like on his on camera.
Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, your word.
No, that was it, that was my word.
What, that was his word? Okay. Are you
no
good?
words.
No words, okay. Okay guys, so here we have our opponents. Mr. Glorious Golden Chin and his beautiful Iron Warriors army. And then we have the glorious Laura, say hello.
Hello.
And she will be taking command of the fearsome Tyranid army. And the first thing we're going to do for showing these guys how to play is they've already done the usual of deciding what army they want to play and writing an army list and collecting the miniatures and getting them all built and painted and ready to rock and roll. So we're going to skip all that stage of the game and we're going to start straight away with how to set up a game. That's where these beautiful cards come into play that you get with your Leviathan box set. So if I can ask both of you guys to come over for a minute. And the three cards in the middle, the blue ones, represent how to play this game. So if you take the top one from each and just line them up here. Those three cards determine that the deployment we're going to do is Dawn of War, 12 inches on. The Taking a Hold is going to be the primary mission, which is going to be the extra ones. And then there's an extra mission rule that you throw in. This one is Vox Static. So I'm going to go through those missions with the guys here now, get all the models set up properly, and then we'll be back with you guys in 2 seconds. Okay guys, we are now ready to rock and roll. Like I said, we set up the game based on the three cards that we had. So that determined our deployment, what our mission is, and then the extra little rule that we get for pulling that card. The guys have deployed their armies, so the Iron Warriors are ready. The idea behind this mission is the Iron Warriors are once again trying to retake and hold the Prometheum refinery. They need to power all their war machines. Everything needs gasoline. And unfortunately, the Tyranids decided that's quite yummy. It's like big Slurpees for them. So they're going to come across and try and take command of the Prometheum thing. They've already caused a lot of damage. Some of the refineries are destroyed. Some of the pipe work is obviously ruined. Iron Warriors are sick and tired of this kind of carry on, so they're coming in to try and stop the Tyranids and reclaim the refinery. So that's going to be the objective today. It's based around 5 primary objectives, 3 straight down the middle, 1 in either deployment zone, and they can start claiming them from turn 2 onwards, with the final turn of the game, turn 5, being something special. So we'll get to that when it happens. The first thing we are going to do for you two fine people is to roll off very quickly and see who's going to get first turn. So we get a 3 for the Iron Warrior and a 5 for the Tyranid player, which means we are going to move on to turn 1 with the Tyranids. So how this works is, like I said at the beginning in the intro, these guys have never played 10th edition before. So it's very simple. It starts off with the command phase. Each player gains 1 command point. So each of you guys take a dice to represent you holding a command point. Resolve any other rules that occur in the command phase. I don't believe either of you has anything right now that does that. Battle shock isn't important because no one has taken any damage. So we're going to go straight on to the movement phase. And Laura is going to take her time now and move her Tyranid models forward. I just want to say a huge thank you to GameMat EU. They are the fabulous crowd that provided this mat, which is their waste zone mat, with a full complement of their waste zone scenery, which allowed us to play this awesome kind of take the Prometheum thing. They've always been a big supporter of the channel. They've provided many mats and scenery sets before to help us with our Battle Report series. So if you guys want to check them out, they do some awesome stuff. It's not the only thing they've sent us, as you can see in piles of mats on the floor for the Season 2 games. So yes, if you want to check them out, we will leave all the links and everything below. I thoroughly recommend it. They're an awesome crowd. Big thank you to GameMat EU. Okay, so Laura has moved her Tyranids, and as you can see, there is now a wall of chippedness horror. Like I said, on the halfway mark. The Iron Warriors are starting to look a little shaky, a little bit nervous, you know, as they should be because they suck. So we're now on to the shooting phase, and what do you want to do?
I have 2 units that can shoot, so I have the Screamer Killer over here.
Yep.
You can just about reach
Okay,
there.
yeah, perfect.
And then I have the Termagants, which some of this unit will be able to reach these guys over here.
So we have partial in and partial out for this squad. Very nice,
Yep.
very cool. Okay, so where do you want to start?
I think I'll start with the Termagants, so I just need to work out how many are in range.
Okay, so we worked out that 14 of them are in range, which means 6 cannot. So Laura's just working out her dice now. So 14 dice, requiring 4s to hit, as your ballistic skill is 4+. So I'm going to roll these dice. See how we get on. Nice.
Crying 4s.
Yes.
Take away the misses.
Yes, indeedy. Now, I did say at the beginning of this game that Laura has never played Warhammer 40k before, but she's a veteran of Age of Sigmar, so she's very used to rolling dice. Okay, so your guns are strength 5, and what is the toughness of your glorious?
Alex, I'm not sure what toughness Alex are.
He's supposed to know what's going on.
I'm
just
into-
no idea. As
I didn't
usual.
know what was going on in the last edition of 40k. I just rolled dice and things.
Yeah, we know you didn't know what to do in the last edition. We watched the battle reports, Dave.
Yeah, see? It's fine. Dave dice. It's still a thing. It carries over. Toughness 5.
The other toughness 5. So strength 4 and toughness 5 for the Marines means that it's going to be
4s.
4s.
yes, indeed. So let's roll them and see what happens.
The
Not
best.
lower dice might be a thing. So out of 14 shots, you've wounded twice. So can Dave dice save you, or are you going to roll 2 fails and have a dead Marine on turn 1?
Let's see. First Dave dice roll of the edition.
2 3s. There's no AP on that gun, so unfortunately, no damage is caused with the Termagants. So it's time to move over to the Screamer Killer. None of us have used Screamer Killer before, so I'm just going to go away. We're going to double check all the rules, make sure we know what we're doing, and then come back to you with whatever the hell Screamer Killer does. We have now kind of learned what a Screamer Killer is. Laura has already rolled the d6 and rolled a 6th. So she's being a diva and demanding she keeps that roll because she rolled a 6, so that's it. So that means that the Screamer Killer is going to have 9 shots. What does a Screamer Killer need to hit? Which will be his ballistic skill.
A 4+.
Beautiful. So roll those dice and keep all the ones that are 4+. These dice don't like you very much, do they?
No.
Okay. So what strength are the gun? Also, by the way, the Screamer Killer is attacking these Space Marines.
Strength 8.
Strength 8 against a toughness 5 Space Machine.
Toughness 4. For these guys. It's only the Havocs that are toughness 5.
Oh, that was what was confusing me. Are Chosen 5 as well?
I don't know which Chosen.
Useless. Okay, so toughness 4. So if we look at our handy dandy chart and we go to strength is twice or more than the toughness, means that it's a 2+. So you require 2s to wound his Space Machines. Okay, so all those wounds have gone through. What is the AP for the gun?
2.
AP minus 2 and damage 1. Wish that damage was better.
Yeah, I'm sure he does enough damage when he gets into, you know.
Oh, damage 3 for that. Yeah. It's really bad when it gets to you.
Yeah.
But-
Exactly.
So 3 attacks minus 2 AP.
This is Justin's whistle.
So 3 up, 4 up, so 3 5 up saves.
Why is it 5? Oh, it's -2. Yes,
Minus
sorry,
2.
5. Okay, so Dave Dice fails all 3, breaks the banner off his defiler as he does that. Just to add insult to injury.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah, fantastic. Not Dave Dice, it's Dave Elbows. So a marine and a half is slain.
First blood.
Slay Queen, slay. Look at her dying laughing because she broke his model. Okay, so that is the shooting phase for all of the Tyranids are done. She will not be in range of anything to assault, which means we're going to bring the end of Laura's first turn of Warhammer 40,000 to a close. Some dead Marines caused, some damage caused to Dave's Marine. His morale is broken, and we're going to go on to his turn 1 and see how he feels. Okay, turn 1 for the opponent, so it's Dave's turn 1.
Yep.
What's he going to do? Your command phase, do you have any battle shock tests to take?
No.
You
I
both-
also do I need to take a command?
No, less than half you start taking battle shock tests. And you both claimed your second free CP.
Yep.
So you both have 2 CP to use on your majiggers.
Cool.
If you decide to use them in your turn. But obviously, me and you are not very good at using those.
That's much.
But when I play my Cadians, I'll definitely be using that, and you'll see why.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, what do you want to do with your minuscule force? As you can see, there is a wave of Tyranid menace rolling towards you.
Yeah.
What's the plan?
I'm going to spend this turn just trying to thin out the numbers of the little dudes so I can get to the big ones then the following turns. That's kind of
I like it.
the plan.
Very much like the Battle of the Docks from the 3rd Matrix movie.
Yeah.
You gotta try and fight back the Horde.
So
Guess we'll go into your movement phase. We'll come back and see if you have done any movement. And then other than that, we'll go into shooting phase and we'll start rolling some dice.
How did that battle in the docks end for the humans?
Okay, Dave's movement phase. He's gonna clonk his way up the battlefield. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Hey, didn't that guy have a banner? Dave dice, Dave tactics, Dave everything.
Yeah, exactly. What could possibly go wrong? And then I'll have the Havocs, they were there, and rain death from above.
Okay, so that is the end of your movement phase. You have
Yes.
advanced 2 units, one being the Defiler, one being the 10-man Space Marine squad, which in fact has a Sorcerer attached to it because he has a leader key rule and all that jazz. Another squad of 5 Chaos Space Marines is holding the objective in his deployment zone.
Yep.
And we have 5 Havocs who are in cover over here. We're going to rain down bloody hell with their autocannons into the Tyranid horn over here. And yeah, okay, you're in pretty good stead, except for the very small number of miniatures you have on the side of the table compared to the 80 odd figurines on this side. So you'll be good, right? It'll be fine. You've got some.
I feel like I've forgotten something, but
We didn't forget though. Dave has some reserves. Okay, Dave, starting your shooting phase. What are we going to go for first?
so start off with the squad over here.
Yep.
So gonna start with the bolters. So I've got 7 dudes with bolters there, so 14 shots.
Yep.
So count me dice. I'm assuming bolters are more or less the same in this edition as they were the last time around.
Only had a piece of paper in front of him that would tell him this.
Yeah. So still hitting on 3s.
Yes, you're a
So-
Space Marine, so you're hitting on 3s.
Cool. So hitting on 3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's great. So that hasn't changed. Dave Dice still a thing.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s. 6 ones.
That's okay, your wounds will be epic.
Yeah. Okay. So strength 4. I'm assuming gaunts are still toughness 3.
Yeah.
So winning them on 3s. And only managing 4 wounds.
So 4 wounds on your unit of gaunts.
And no minuses to their armor save.
No AP, so your whatever armor save your beautiful Hormagaunts have is what you will have. So you should have save of 5+ on those guys. So 2 are saved, 2 are dead. So 2 guys are removed from the battlefield. Our first 2 Tyranid casualties. You can already tell that's shaking her up. She's not happy.
You're a monster.
Dave's in the doghouse.
Standard.
Pretty standard.
Standard.
Okay, from here, what are you going to do?
So I've got the Reaper chain cannon in the squad, so I'm going to fire it up.
Yes.
So spool that up to firing speed. That fires at 8 shots. Again, not great. Hitting on 4s with this one. So 2 hits.
Dave Dice is in full effect.
And it is strength 5, so winning on 3s. So only 1 wound. And no AP on one
Okay,
either.
AP again. So 1 wound with your normal armor save on those guys?
5 up.
Yes, indeedy. And the lady rolls a 6.
Totally fine.
So the Tyranid shrugs off a chain cannon round. Okay.
I've got a Meltagun. I'll fire that as well, I guess. Hits. Wounds.
That'll be a dead Tyranid.
Yeah, that should be -4 to their save.
That's a gun usually designed to kill a
Tiny.
tank. What is the AP?
-4.
So -4 and you have a 5 up save, so it goes to a -2. Can you roll a -2 on dice?
You can try.
So you can try. Well, she couldn't even do that.
So just one.
Yes,
So
indeed.
just one. And then the last thing I have is the sorcerer in the squad. So
Yes.
he's got some psychic powers which I believe work differently now. So I've got a witchfire power, which I think is just a shooting power. So it fires D6 shots.
Coolie beans. D6.
So 6 shots.
Ouch.
So 6 mind bullets. So he is hitting on 3s.
3 hits, 3 misses.
No. Yeah. 2
4
hits, 4
misses.
misses. Two
Double
wounds,
wounds,
however,
nice.
though. So that is -1 damage apiece.
Okay, so it's going to take your armor save down by 1, so you're going to go from a 5 plus armor to a 6 plus armor on 2 dice. Unfortunately, we have a 2 and a 3, so 2 more of your babies are dead.
And then he's got a cool ability.
I'll be the judge of that.
So he's got a thing called Gift of Chaos. Each time an enemy unit is affected by one of his attacks, whether it's a psychic weapon, a ranged attack, or a close combat attack that has a psychic attack to it, the unit has to take a leadership test. If the test is failed, they take D3 mortal wounds.
So she has to take a leadership check?
Yep.
So you need to take a leadership check, and for leadership checks in 10th edition and 40k, it's slightly different. You roll 2d6 and you're trying to equal or beat your armor save. So
Your leadership value.
your leadership value. So your leadership value is 8 plus. So you're trying to equal to or beat 8 plus. So you roll a grand total of 3, which means you fail. So she takes what, D6 more wounds?
D3 mortal wounds.
D3. So 3 more of your brave Tyranids are unfortunately slain by mind.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
On to your next squad, sir. What's the plans?
Okay, so now I have to decide whether I'm going to go for the Havocs next or the Defiler. I think I'll go with the Havocs because that's only one profile of weapon I need to look up as opposed to
Yes, 4 autocannon shots.
a lot of things. So went with the autocannons on those guys. So doo-doo-doo. Okay, so Havoc autocannons have 2 shots apiece, and there's 4 guys there. They are going to target this squad of Gribbly-Doos.
Okay.
So they're hitting on 3s, but because they didn't move, they get +1 to hit. Doesn't really matter because, again,
Dave dies.
hitting on 2s and 4 1s. What are the chances? They are strength 9, however, so
Yes, autocannons have definitely had a glow up, but unfortunately,
Dave dice
when
happens.
you're a Dave dice and you have strength 9 against toughness 3 bugs, this is what usually happens to you. So anyway, 1 wound. What is the AP on your autocannon?
-1.
-1, so your Tyranids still get a 6 up save from that. And they get a 6 up feeling of pain because they're in range of the Psychophage, so you get a double 6. Double fail, so unfortunately one of your boogs from here is dead. Why'd you take away Frank? What did Frank do?
Frank knows what he did. Finally, I have the Defiler. So it's got the Defiler cannon, so that fires D6 plus 3 shots. So I'm going to fire it into the squad here.
Okay,
So-
this might hurt.
3 shots plus 3. So 3, 6. Now it is a blast weapon.
So it means you get an extra hit for every 5 guys in the squad.
Okay.
So with this one, there's 19 now because 1 died.
So an extra 3 dice. Okay. So hitting on 3s. Something about me and 2s this game. I don't know what it is. Wounding on 2s. That's a bit better. So 5 wounds.
Yep.
All of them at -1.
So you get 5 up saves against the shots, and they're 5 up. Or you get 6 up saves. Sorry, this is -1. So it's 6 up because of the psychophage. So unfortunately, none of them have saved so far. You get to re-roll them. 2 of them have passed. His psychophage just saved 2 of your bug's life, and unfortunately 3 have still come crashing to the ground dead.
And then it's got its Reaper autocannon, so it's going to fire that as well. And that's got all kinds of new words that I've never seen before after it. Sustained hits 1. That's the...
If you roll a 6, you get an extra hit.
Yes.
He rolls off the board, so...
Okay, so Reaper autocannon hits on a 3, so 2 hits. And only 1 wound. And that's again -1. So 6 up save.
Yep, 6 up save. Nope. Breaking the dollies. And roll a 3. So no, unfortunately one more of your boogs is been slain from the big squad.
And then the last thing I have is just my squad of Marines here with the bolters, which are in range. So fire 5 shots.
Yep, 5 bolters.
It's a little bit better. Could have used that earlier on.
Bolters are always the trusty bolters, except when you roll the out.
Yeah.
So 2 wounds, no minus to your AP, so you'll get 5 up saves from that. 1 pass, 1 fail, so 1 bug dies over there and 1 is saved. Yes, indeedy, from over there. Well, perfect. How are you feeling about your dead pile?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? No, okay. How do you feel about making her sad?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, it's an Iron Warrior at heart. Okay, guys, so that is the end of the Iron Warriors assault or shooting phase. Do you have any intention of an assault phase?
Kind of tempted to charge the Defiler into the middle of everything and just see what happens.
Okay, we're into the Iron Warriors assault phase. The Defiler is going to try and make an epic charge into the swarm of beasties.
Yep.
He's going to be required to make a
9-inch
charge. So let's see if Dave Dice can give him that glorious number. And that is what Dave Dice does. Dave Dice do what? Do Dice Dave. 3. Fail.
Dave Dice be contagious, apparently.
I think he had a stroke, guys. Okay, Laura, we are on to turn 2 Tyranids. You can draw another command point, so you will have now 3. So turn 2, Laura has drawn her first 2 secondary objective cards. So she has to capture the enemy outpost, which basically means she has to take the objective in his deployment zone, which is going to be super difficult this turn. Secure No Man's Land, however, is one that's particularly good. So all she needs to do is control 2 or more objective markers in No Man's Land. And her Tyranids are literally going to climb on top of all 3 objectives in No Man's Land this turn. So I'm fairly confident she will get this. And as it will be turn 2, she'll be able to claim all the other objectives as well. So by the end of this turn, I'd imagine Laura will claim many victory points. But we shall have to wait and see how that plays out. Okay, so you are going to move on to your movement phase.
Yep.
So what are your thoughts? And what are you going to do?
So I'm looking at claiming some victory points at the end of or at the start of my next thing. So I want to hold some of his forces back while also pushing up some things to hold objective markers.
Yep.
So I will score here.
You will indeed claim that one this turn, yep.
Yep.
So the goal is to hold objectives and to start engaging them in hand to claw combat.
Yeah, so nothing will be running.
No, because you do want to be able to charge. Very good.
That's not intimidating at all.
Oh no.
He lied.
You lied. You lied. And then we're of course going to move on to the Screamer Killer. And
Oh, I gotta smash these in.
Yes, you are. You're going to get both of those in, hopefully. Remembering that the piece of scenery itself is less than 2 inches tall, so the units can just move over it freely. No need to move over or anything like that. So just measure your normal distance, so 10 inches. And all you need to do is stay out of engagement range of his miniatures, which is 1 inch. And then the Screamer Killer has a movement of which?
8.
Okay, so we'll measure 8. So, yeah, so it looks like he'll make it to just the other side of the barricade.
Eyes, lungs, pancreas. So many snacks, so little time.
And then I think all that's left is your Tyranid Prime. That's still in the objective or on the objective, so he's holding it firmly and being an absolute boss. So that brings an end to the Tyranid movement phase. And as you can see, she's once again surged forward with the bugs and claimed Right now she's holding 4 of the 5 objectives that are on the table currently. Dave does have some reserves to come in, but I don't know how much work one squad of reserves can do. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
We won't have to wait too long.
Yeah. We've just been informed by the fearsome Iron Warriors player at the end of Laura's movement phase. What are you planning on doing, sir?
So I'm going to burn a command point and I'm going to spend it on the Rapid Ingress stratagem.
Cool.
So I can deep strike in my Terminator squad and the Chaos Lord that's leading them at the end of her movement phase instead of having to wait for my turn. So it means that they're ready to get down and dirty and get some business done in my actual phase. So I'm going to bring on my Terminators now. I just need to figure out what's the best position to put them in at the moment. Yeah, I think I need more Terminators than what I have at the moment, to be honest. But we'll come back to you once all that's done.
Yep.
Hello there.
He's putting down his Terminator squad.
Led by the Chaos Lord.
That's what he tells people 9 inches is, but we'll have to
I'll adjust it.
Check that for him.
I'll adjust it. I'll adjust it. See, there we go. It's fine.
Yeah.
Everything is totally fine.
It's now your shooting phase. So all of your miniatures are very much in range. So this whole squad is going to be fully in range for the Havocs if you so choose to shoot there. Even the Psychophage has a small shooting attack, which of course will be in range now. Screamer Killer is going to be screaming bloody murder at these dinghies, and then even the 24-inch range on your Barbagons. Oh yeah, the Terminators are back there too. So yes, you have lots of targets of opportunity. So what do you think will be your first target? So you just choose what you're shooting and what you're shooting at first.
I'm going to try out what the Barcons do.
Very good.
And I'm going to try it on this, see if I can weaken the unit before they get near me.
Now, just to set your expectations at a nice easy level, okay? That unit costs about 400 points. And they cost about 45 points. So just bear that in mind. Don't expect them to like drop 2 or 3 Terminators. That's probably not going to happen. But we'll see what happens. So we're going to come back and we figure out how the hell to fire these units and what we need to hit and wound and number of dice and all that. So give us 2 seconds, guys. Okay, so do we have a better idea of how Barbagons work?
We do indeed. So my whole unit is just going to fire into this unit just to see what they can do. So each of them gets d6 hits. So I'm going to roll 5.
It's math time. 5, 9, 11, 13.
That's number 1.
Okay, so we are hitting on normally 4s, but they have the heavy keyword, which means that they stand still, they get an extra +1 to hit. So you're going to be hitting on 3s, which is pretty cool. Let's take away your 1s and 2s. It's not too shabby for your first bit of shooting. I like it, I like it. They're strength 5, so Terminator toughness 5, so you'll be requiring 4s to wound. 3. Oh dear. So 3 wounds through, so with Dave rolling his dice, that's probably going to be a dead Terminator. No. If there was any AP, he would have done some damage with his 2/2s. But no, unfortunately, he has passed all of his Terminator saves, and yeah, nothing has happened. It's okay, those Barbagons are still going to claim 5 victory points this turn for holding that objective, which is still pretty cool for them, even if they didn't manage to kill anybody. Okay, you've got your 20 dice for the next squad.
Which is my Termagons.
Yes.
So they're all going to fire into that thing.
Havocs.
They're all in range, so 20 shots.
Yes, indeed. I believe it will be 4s to hit. And then we're just going to roll to wound. And that is once again strength 5. And Havocs are toughness 5 because they're wearing the big extra armor to carry the big guns. So it will be 4s to win. So 5 wounds caused on the Marines. Which is going to cause Dave to have 5 armor saves. So just explain to Dave the new rules. So normally that unit will get extra cover, but cover cannot be increased. Cannot increase a 3-up save. So they can't go to a 2-up save due to cover. So they're still going to be at 3+ to save them. Unfortunately, Dave rolls a 1 and a 2, which means that he has indeed lost a Marine. So where the autocannons comes crashing down to some guns. So that's pretty tasty. I like it. Okay, so we're going in with the Screamer Killer now. So
he's going to target this unit here?
Yes.
So it's d6 plus 3 hits, so I'm just going to roll the d6 first.
Yes. 3, beautiful. So that's 6 shots. Hitting on foes. Only 2 hits, unfortunately. And we are strength 8.
Yeah.
To their toughness of 4, so you're going to require 2s to smash some Space Marines out of it. Chaos Space Marines. So both those have wounded. -2 AP and 1 damage. So 1 wound.
1 failed.
And
One
one
guy was
failed.
already wounded, so 1 guy dies.
So yes, as you said there very quickly, one of the Marines was already wounded. So that means one of them has come crashing down and died to just the screams of the Screamer Killer. I can't wait to see what his claws do. Okay, what's next?
So the last thing with a shooting attack is my Psychophage.
Yes.
So I roll d6.
Yes. 5?
Yeah, 5, so 5 hits.
5 automatic hits because he's a torrent, as he's vomiting or spitting acid or something. I don't actually know what he's doing, but torrenting on them.
Best not to think about it.
And what strength is it?
So strength 6, and I'm aiming at the...
Defiler.
Fighter. So the fighter is toughness 10.
Half his.
It's not
No,
6
it's,
and 10.
Less than 10. We'll cut that out.
Yeah, cut that bit out.
So 5 ups.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
No,
Yes.
this is counting.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Indeed, 5 ups with the torrent will to wound a defiler. Boom!
Wow.
That's 5 twos.
That was a
Statistically, that's quite difficult. Yeah, that was it. Anyway, let's just put those to one side and pretend I did damage.
So my shooting phase is now over.
Which is what you wanted anyway, because you want to go into
Yeah.
combat and go. She is ready to rumble. So we are going to be assaulting now.
Yes.
So off you go. What's the plan?
So it's 2d6.
Yes, it is.
So I'm starting here. The
Psychophage, yes. And your target is?
The Defiler.
Yes. In 40k, you actually have to declare who you're charging, unlike Age of Sigmar, where you can just roll a distance and charge to whoever you want.
Oh,
So you have to pick your target. So give the measuring tape. You've rolled 6. Do you get within? Technically, it's 7 inches because you get to be within an inch to charge. So you do indeed make it in. So you can push your Psychophage forward into engagement range. Pull him in a little bit this way to make a bit more room for the Termagants.
Okay, Termagants. Rolling.
6. So can
What
you get?
happens with a large unit?
You'll get a pile-in move. Okay, so this Defiler is now embedded with many claws and gribbling teeth and, well, those habits just follow, we won't talk about them. So yes, so now we're going to move over here and Laura has 3 other units that she wants to engage in combat. So what's the plans?
The Screamer Killer is
Yes.
heading smashing into this unit.
Yes.
So we
2d6.
will- Yep.
4, which is going to be enough, I'd reckon.
A big hug.
A big old hug for the Screamer Killer. So he's in there. Beautiful. Hormagons.
2d6.
So 5 is, do you want me to once again do it?
Yes, please.
I'm going to try my best and keep this area clear because she wants to try and get the leapers in as well. So I don't want to clog up the assault area, if you will, because of the new rules where it's a guy in combat next to the guy or whatever. It basically means that they'll all get to fight no matter what. And then the last unit, roll your 2d6. You're going to need a, was it working as a 7 for this?
7, yep.
Yeah. So really excited to see what these guys do.
Oh, don't jinx it. Ooh, 7. Okay, you
7.
managed to make it in.
Okay.
So these guys are going to fly in. Yes, I'm also very excited. These are my favorite unit from the new box set. They are just insane. And I want more of them. So yes, all of your charges have worked. You now have 5 units of Gribbly Tyranids engaged with 2 units of the Iron Warriors. How are you feeling at this moment, Dave? Tell us how you feel.
It's raining sideways!
Good talk. Okay, so we're going to go on to your actual assault phase now in 2 seconds.
I am going to see what this Psychophage can do.
Yep.
So it's going to head into the Defiler.
Awesome.
So for the attacks, I roll a d6 and then it's +1 onto that.
Yes, indeed.
4.
Ooh. So 1, 2 over here is a miss, but the other 3 do indeed find their mark.
Okay, my strength is a 6. And your toughness is an 8. So I
10.
10.
So it'll be 5 to it. 1 wound gets through, and I believe it's -1 to damage. So you get an armor save -1.
And it has a 3-up save, so it goes to a 4-up. Passes.
Actually passes, so you do no damage. Okay, so we're going to try with the Hormagants now. There is 14 Hormagants left in the unit. Times 3 attacks is 42 attacks. We don't quite have that many Tyranid dice. We're going to do it in batches of 3s. So let's see what we can pull off.
So I need 4s.
4s and then 6s.
That wasn't great.
That was alright. Okay, and then 6s on all those. So we managed to get 2 so far. Okay, so I'll keep 2 in my head, and then you roll all those dice again. So 4 wounds on your Defiler from them. There's no AP and 1 damage.
Cool.
Let's see if Dave dies this. He does
Uh,
indeed, and it
does
loses
indeed.
2 wounds.
So he goes down to 12 wounds.
Yay.
Gotta need better atmosphere than that if you want to take down this thing. Okay, so we have brought the fight over here, and Laura is dying to see what the Von Ryan's Leapers do. So it's 6 attacks apiece.
Yes.
That's a lot of attacks. So 18 attacks from 3 models, and the unit's not very expensive. It's like 75 points for the model, so that's kind of insane. So we're going to roll off and see what we need. What do we need to hit?
We need 3s.
Beautiful. Let's see what we can do. These people roll the dice all over the place. Taking 20 minutes to pick them up. Right.
And then out of these ones, we need 3s.
Yes, we do.
Because,
Your strength 5.
yes.
Yeah, there's 5 1s and 2s in there, but it still does leave 5 wounds, cause -1 damage on your Chaos Space Machines. So 4 up saves for you, and Dave dice kicks in immense fashion. Is that another one?
That's 2 saved and 3 failed.
3 failed.
So another guy down.
A guy and a half is dead from that particular engagement. That was pretty good. So, are you going to go for your Termagants or... Goddamn again. Termagants or Hormagants? I will get it right one of these days. So, Hormagants or your Death Leaper next?
My
Screamer
Screamer
Killer. It's going to have like, instead of like a swear jar, just like a misnaming jar.
Yeah, I want to try out the Screamer Killer next.
Awesome. So once again, we've all never used a Screamer Killer before. So I'm going to disappear for a second, find out what the hell Screamer Killer does, and then be back with you in a second. Okay, we just read what a Screamer Killer does. How many attacks do you have? 10. Okay. And they're going to be hitting a generic squad of Chaos Space Marines. These poor sods over here.
They'll be toast.
They look like toasters, my friends. So what do they need to hit?
3s?
3. So let's hoping all of our bravado doesn't make it not roll lots of 1s and 2s like what we did. 5 1s. In fact, I think it was more. I think it was 6 1s. You rolled 6 1s. Typical! So the 4 that you managed to get through, it is strength 10. So you'll be wounding him on 2s. And you rolled 2 1s. Anyway, let's move over to somebody who can roll dice. Oh, wait a minute. Here I am. Dave, you have 2 saves to make at -2 AP, 3 damage.
Okay, so 2 5-up saves.
2 Marines die.
So, bloop, and bloop.
Yes, indeedy. Okay, so that brings the Marine... Only 2. 2.
2 on a failed roll.
Fine. So we have 1 unit of Assaulting Bugs left to do, which is your other unit of Termagants. There is many Termagants now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, which will be 33 attacks. With that, so we're going to wait for her to pull all the dice together and then come back at you guys.
And also their armor guns.
And then also their armor gun. Okay, so we are rolling the models, whatever gaunts they are. They have 11 of them, so we're going to roll these dice 3 times. So, wow, that's a lot of hits for the first one. 5s to wound.
Now, because these guys are infantry, you roll 4 6s there, so you get an additional 4 hits.
So put 4 hits back in there. There you go. And then you 5s to wound. It's kind of surprising that their guns on the Hormagants are now strength 5, but the infantry attacks are still strength 3.
Yeah, but they get 3 of them apiece.
It's true. 2 so far. Okay, so the second round of 11 dudes. So another 1. That's only 3 so far. So the next batch of 11, another 3. So in total that'll be 6 wounds on your Marines, buddy.
Alrighty.
I think one of them is on a wound from the Screamer Killer.
No, he was wiped out with the last set of attacks, so the rest of them are all full wounds, I think. So one guy takes another wound.
It's pretty good saves from Dave.
Uncharacteristically good saves.
We'll check that there is absolutely no AP. There is 1 AP on that, so unfortunately all those 3s don't count.
Okay, so that's 1, 2.
I think that was it.
6 saves?
Yeah.
They're all 3s.
Were they?
Oh, 1 was a 6. Sorry, so 1 guy's left on a wound.
Yeah. Perfect. So that brings the end of the Tyranid assaulting. Now it's going to be the assaulting back from the Iron Warriors, so we're going to jump over to that now.
So I've got 3 of the legionaries still standing. I've got my sorcerer over here in the unit as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all the legionaries attacks go into the squad of Hormagaunts, and the sorcerer is going to go for the Von Ryan's Leapers.
Okay, who you going to do first?
I'll start off with the sorcerer. So he gets 4 attacks with his force weapon. So he's hitting on 3s. So 3 hits. He will be strength 6. What toughness are the Leapers? Toughness 5. So I'm going to be wounding them on 3s. So 3 wounds. And they are going to be at -1 AP.
So what save do the Von Ryan's Leapers have?
There's 2 numbers.
4+, that's their invulnerable save. We'll get to that in a minute. So you're -1 to your invulnerables or to your armor save, so you've got 5 up saves. So 2 wounds have been caused. Do they have any multiple damage?
So they're D3 apiece. So that does 6 wounds.
So 2 Leapers are dead. Yeah, 3 wounds piece.
Oh, cool.
So 2 Von Ryan's Leapers, unfortunately, are destroyed. As you can see, a true gentleman just letting her stretch across the table and kill herself instead of handing it to her. No, it's fine.
Wargamers have to work for this.
And then your Marines left to Stompy the Hormagaunts.
Yep. So I'm going to ignore the Screamer Killer because, well, it's not going to ignore me. It terrifies me.
It should.
So they have 4 attacks apiece. So I've got 2 regular dudes with chainswords. So they're hitting on 3s. So hitting on 3, so all but 1 managed to hit. And they are going to be wounding on 3s as well. So that is 4 wounds, and they are at -1 to the Hormagaunt save and 1 damage each.
Okay, so your Hormagaunts, I think, have a 5 up save, which goes to a 6 up save because of his chainsaw swords. So that many 6 up save. Yep. Unfortunately, all failed. So 4 of your beautiful bugs are slain.
So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then the champion swings out with his sword. And he gets 4 attacks with that as well. So misses once, hits 3 times. Wounding on 3s. So 2 more wounds. And these ones are at -2 to the Hormagaunt save.
So unfortunately, that will mean that there's no saves. Yep, and 2 more of your bugs die. Okay, so it's over to your Defiler for the last bit of combat in Laura's turn 2. And then we'll move to your turn 2.
Cool. So for the Defiler, what I'm going to do is I'm going to split its attacks.
Yes,
so
sir.
It's got its claws, which are going to go into the Psychophage.
Yes.
And then its Scourge is going to go into the Hormagaunt squad instead.
Obviously, the coolest Scourge that has ever been on any Defiler ever is a giant flaming wrecking ball. So
Going in the right direction and everything.
yeah, it's cool. It's designed that way.
So
Planned ahead.
So I'll start off with the Scourge. So it gets 3 attacks hitting on 3s. So all hit. It's strength 12. So winning on 2s. Still managed to roll 2 1s.
Of course.
Of course. And it is -1 to their AP, so they still get a 6 up save.
So 1 dice, 6 up, 6 up. He rolled 2 1s for his wound. So nope, and 1 again. And it's fine. Defiler does nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Your big pinchy claws got to make up for it, and we'll probably clip the head off of a Psychophage. Let's hope not.
It's got 5 attacks with the claws. So again, hitting on 3s. So 4 hits. These are strength 16. What toughness is the Psychophage?
9.
9, so
5s.
3s.
3s, not 2s. That's what I meant to say, sorry.
Yeah, 5s, no. Things are bad, don't make them that bad. So all managed to wound, so 4 wounds. These are at -3 to its save.
So what save does a Psychophage have?
3.
So it'll be a 6 up save. 1 pass, so unfortunately 3 go through, and they're probably D6 apiece.
They are D6 plus 1 apiece. So 5, 6 plus
10,
4,
14.
14 wounds.
So the Psychophage unfortunately comes crashing down and is slain.
Yeah.
Come on, take it out, take it out, take it out. The pain. No, it's going to Tyranid heaven apparently. How do you feel about your turn 2?
Didn't go as well as I thought it would. I thought I had a stronger chance, especially with this unit over here.
Yeah, I think you would have killed more if you just hit a few more times with the Screamer Killer. I think Screamer Killer let you down there, unfortunately.
Yep.
Basically, yeah. If I had rolled better dice, I would have won better.
That's wargaming. But having said that, obviously you don't claim any of these objectives yet. It's your next command phase. But you do have your secure no man's land because you've claimed at least 2 of the objectives in the middle of the board, which means you claim 5 victory points for yourself and pull into the lead in this game. That's pretty good. Do you think you can crawl your way back in your turn 2?
You know what they say. Time for a good old-fashioned bug hunt.
Okay, Dave, your turn 2. What is the plan? You have been viciously assaulted by Tyranids on all sides. You've actually held your own pretty well, but you are still under kind of lots of harassment. What's the plan?
So...
Become a snake first, okay?
Slippery snake. No, I'm going to go for... Right, so... I think I can probably clear out the Von Ryan's Leapers and the last few of these dudes here this turn, just with the last squads I have left.
Okay.
But the Carnifex still terrifies me.
Screamer killer, yeah.
Now, I can shoot at it because monsters can't be locked in combat this edition, I believe. So you can still shoot into monsters and vehicles when they're in combat, but you're at -1 to hit them. So I might be able to ping some wounds off it, potentially.
Before it clobbers you and kills your entire unit.
Exactly,
yeah.
The Terminators, I'm hoping, will be able to breach the dice wall that has been set up in front of them and clear that objective.
We'll see. Only time will tell.
The Havocs, I don't know, they could go there, but I don't know if they'd be able to really clear anything out as of yet, so we'll have to see what happens there. Yes. Of course, I do need to draw my objectives for this turn. So, secondary objectives are defend stronghold and extend battle lines.
Do you know what they do? Because I don't. Then read. What are you, stupid?
Okay, at the end of your opponent's turn, or
Too
at the
slow.
end...
Okay, so your command phase.
Yep. So
you get an extra command point.
An extra command point, so that
You
brings me
both
up to 3. And then I have to take battle shock tests for only this squad. Okay, so my plan for this turn is I'm going to have these guys try and hold this objective. Hope and pray for dear life.
Yeah.
Defiler is going to fire all of its guns into the... Ooh, there's a question. Do I fire it into the Screamer Killer and try and help out that unit and then use all my attacks to try and do that? I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to have the Havocs fire into the squad there and hopefully thin the line so they can hold the line for a little while longer. And then Terminators, as I was saying, is going to try and take out the increasingly higher dice wall objective.
I don't think your Terminators can see the squad anymore, buddy. It's not looking good. It's funny how that works.
Funny that. So I'll start off with my movement phase,
yes,
and we'll go from there.
Okay, movement. What's you doing?
Move my Terminators through the dice wall.
All right. So give me that measuring tape over. Unless you want to walk around and do it your damn self.
Not so much.
So what height is it then?
So it's 5 inches.
So
they get up to the dice wall, and that dice wall turned out to be quite puny.
Iron Warriors and fortifications, you're just baiting them now.
That's true, actually. So there you go, that's right there. Any other movements to be done in your turn?
No, I'm not going to fall back into combat, so I'm just going to hold my ground and hopefully start to push the bugs back.
Right, what's the plan?
Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Defiler, so he's going to fire his Defiler cannon into the
Screamer Killer.
So it fires D6 plus 3 shots. So... firing 9 shots.
That's not good.
But it is also Dave dice, so it might be alright. So hitting on 3s normally, but because I'm firing out of combat, it's hitting on 4s. So
and Dave dice does indeed come into play. Remove quite a few of them. There's still 4 hits there.
So 4 hits, strength of 10.
What is the toughness of a Screamer Killer?
9.
Okay, so winning on 3s. So 3 wounds at -1 to his save.
So what save does you have?
2.
Cool. So you get
3.
a 3-up save, exactly.
4.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, 1 wound goes through.
So it counts as 3 wounds.
So he takes 3 wounds and leaves him with 7.
And then the auto cannon will fire as well, which has 4 shots. So again, hitting on 4s this time. So 3 hits. It has got sustained hits 1, so that 6 counts as 2 hits.
Yes, indeed.
Just handy enough. And so 1 wound, and I think that is the grand total because it is only toughness strength 7. So Would need 5s, so 1 more wound, and that's a -1 and 1 damage.
Okay, so once again you're up to a 3-up save. And you unfortunately fail, so you lose 1 more wound and takes your beautiful Screamer Killer to 6 wounds remaining.
So we're going to move on to the Havocs next. So the Havocs are going to fire 6 shots.
Oof.
Yeah, that feels about right.
They're strength 9 though.
They are strength 9. They're hitting on 2s though, because they didn't move. So thank you for that. But still did miss 2 shots. So wounding on 2s.
3 wounds on these fine beasties, and you will get a -1, so you'll get 6-up saves.
Yep, -1.
One of them has passed, and 2 of the beasties have unfortunately fallen victim to heavy autocannon fire.
I'll just fire off the champion's bolter there really quickly. Not that it'll do much. 2 hits, 2 wounds.
2 wounds from the bolt gun onto these guys again, so they'll get their normal 5-up save.
Yep.
2 more, unfortunately, have bitten the dust.
So then the next bolter squad I have over here, so they're going to fire all their shots into the Screamer Killer because it's the only thing they actually can shoot at.
Yep.
4 dudes with bolt guns, so that's going to be 8 shots.
Yep.
So hitting on 3s, hitting on 4s because they're shooting into a combat. And they're going to be wounding him on 6s with his toughness of 9. Only 1 wound. Standard save, nothing too...
So 2-up save on your Screamer Killer for you to not give a crap. So it's fine.
And then the last thing I have is just a melter gun in the squad, which will fire a shot, which of course misses, nothing happens. It's the Terminators over there, I suppose, the next thing. So, what have I got Terminators armed with? So, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 dudes armed with combi weapons. So they're 1 shot apiece, but because they're within half range, it's 2 shots apiece. Hitting on 4s. So they're going to be wounding you on 4s or better. So their toughness of the Barb Guns.
4.
4. Go, so 4s. And that
All
is
wounds?
all wounds.
Now, the store bolts have a minus or anything now, or
Nope.
okay,
No,
no combi weapons. No, okay. So you get whatever save a Barb Gaunt has, which I don't actually.
4-up.
Oh, okay. 4-up saves. 4 of them. 2 pass and 2 fails, and I don't know how many wounds a Barb Gaunt has either.
2.
Okay, so 1 dies.
Yeah, Reaper autocannon has 4 shots, so that's hitting on 3s. Whoop. So 3 hits, and wounding on 3s.
1 5-up save. And she passes. Beautiful. So you're okay. And that's all of your shooting done.
That's all my shooting done.
Okay.
So straight on to charge phase.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. Terminators are going to try and hit the Barb Guns, and the charge distance you are required is, if you get a 5, you will be in. If you get a 6,
So we're in.
unfortunately the Terminators are going to be crashing onto the Tyranid home objective.
I'm going to go straight into the combats, and I'm going to start over there, obviously, with the Chaos Lord that's leading the unit.
Yes.
So he has an exalted weapon, so he is 6 attacks with a big old spear, hitting on 2s.
2 1s from
2
Dave.
1s, yeah. Strength 5 with the exalted weapon, so wounding on 3s.
2 wounds.
So 2 wounds, -2 and 2 damage apiece.
So you'll get 6-up saves. 2 are dead.
Okay, so we'll start off bit by bit. So we'll start with the paired lightning claws. So they're
Yes.
paired accursed weapon, so he gets 5 attacks with that. So we'll start with that. So all its attacks manage to hit.
Cool.
He is strength 5, so he's going to be wounding on 3s again. So 4 wounds. I think they are, because they're twin linked, he gets to reroll failed wound roll. Still manages to fail. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. And each of those is -2 to their save.
So you'll get 4 6-up saves on your Barb Gaunts.
And they're 1 damage apiece.
So unfortunately the other 2 have died.
Yep.
And that brings an end to that squad. Okay, with your Von Ryan's Leapers having the fight first rule, it means they're going to go next.
Yep.
So there's only 1 of them left in the squad, unfortunately. So that's going to be 6 attacks And the Von Rein's Leaper is going to be assaulting the Chaos Space Marine squad that is here. So let's see what he can do. So 3's to hit, isn't it? And then 3's to wound as your strength 5. Beautiful. 4 wounds, -1 onto your Chaos Space Marine squad, which has already suffered a wound.
Yep. So that kills one more dude.
Yes. Okay, so next we have Dave, who's going to fight back with those remaining Space Marines. There's 2 of them there, and I believe he's going to try and smack the Termagants.
Yep, so I'll activate the squad, so there's the 2 remaining dudes and the sorcerer leading them. So we'll go with the dudes first. We're going to hopefully wipe out that Hormagant squad. So again, hitting on 3's, not ideal. Hitting with 5 of the attacks and wounding on 3's. So 4 wounds. I don't believe there's any minuses to that.
They don't have chainsaws now?
No, they do, sorry. So -1 to their save.
4 saves on 6 of them. Fortunately not, so 4 more boogs go down.
And then the sorcerer will swing back into the Von Ryan's Leapers.
Yes.
Got 4 attacks with his force weapon.
Not with attacks like that, he doesn't.
No, hits once. Wounds on a... Not that. Not a 2.
So nothing happens there.
Nada.
I think it was it 11 or 14? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So that's the 42 attack strong beastie squad. Can they cause some wounds on the Defiler? What is he, have 14 left or 12 left?
12 wounds left.
Jesus. Defilers are no joke. So 5 wounds caused on the Defiler. His Dave dice will fail 3 of them. And the beastie will go down to 9 wounds. Like I said, 3 wounds failed, down to 9 wounds.
Spoilers.
Sorry, I've seen this one before. Okay, it's your Screamer Killer's time to pile in and probably tear the face off of something horrid.
Can I reach, yeah?
You can't be taken out of combat.
Oh, okay.
He's not allowed to do that, so once something is in combat, it's in combat until it just chooses to fall back.
So 10 attacks.
The bodyguard unit
Takes all the wounds first.
Until...
So now you just roll 10, you just roll 10 attacks, hitting on 2s, is it?
Yeah.
3s.
3s, okay. So hitting on 3s. 5 misses as well, like the first time. You're okay, we're all good. Your strength, what, 10?
10, yeah.
So 2s to wound. That's perfectly fine. 4 wounds minus...
2 damage 3.
Damage 3. Now, here's the question. So, 4 wounds.
You would roll them 2 at a time until the Marines are dead.
Until the Marines are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's the minus what?
2.
So 5 up saves.
Would you not roll them 1 at a time? Because if I fail 1, that's a dead Marine.
Each of them is a dead Marine.
Oh, sorry, yeah, 2. Yeah, sorry. So,
Like, okay, so
So
one
one
dead
dead.
Marine. Now you roll 1 at a time. So that's the other one dead, and then the last wound goes straight onto the sorcerer.
straight onto the sorcerer. Go, I'm with you.
Fails. You take, what's the damage?
3.
So your sorcerer takes 3 damage.
3 damage, and he has 1 wound remaining. I was feeling better about that until that happened.
You got 1 bug left to fight. Can he do it?
Oh my god, you'd be like the hero.
Can he take down the sorcerer?
The sheer look of
So there's
joy
one
that spread over her
Hormagant
face
left,
as she realised
being
that.
a beast. He has 3 attacks by himself, hitting on what, 4s?
4s, yeah.
2 hits, wounding on 5s.
Toughness 4, so yeah, 5s.
Oh no! You had us all going. She had us excited. We were in the moment. We were feeling it, and then utter disappointment shattered.
He's camera shy too.
Okay, so that is the end of combat for Shinstafur.
No.
Who's left? Oh, it's the Defiler not attacked yet. I'm sorry. It was because you shot with him. I thought you had activated him. Sorry. Yes.
So, reading the rules, I realised there was a thing I was forgetting to do the entire game with the Chaos Space Marines.
Roll well.
That, but another thing I was also
okay,
forgetting
yeah.
to do. So they have a thing called Dark Pacts, where they can beseech the Chaos Gods for help. So what they do is when they're going to make attacks,
Yeah.
they can, in either their shooting phase or combat phase, pledge to the Dark Gods, and
Okay.
that'll be bad. and give themselves either sustained hits or lethal hits on their attacks.
And the defilers can take that, is it? Is it any
Defile
unit?
Any unit, yeah.
Wow,
so
okay.
I'm going to have the defiler do that for the sustained hits, but he then has to take a leadership test, and if he fails it, he takes D3 mortal wounds.
I like it.
So he passes it, thankfully. So I've got 5 attacks with the claws.
That's a lot of misses.
That's a lot of misses. On 3s.
Or demon angel.
He's hitting on 3s, thankfully.
Okay,
They're a
cool,
little
that's
bit better
good.
than
The snake eyes to wound though is that's a different thing entirely.
That's
Do you want to tell us how that feels? Double ones or no?
So now moving the
Yeah,
scourge,
moving on,
yeah.
okay,
So
yes.
that's 2 hits and then that's a miss. So that's the, yeah, okay, and then okay, so 2 wounds.
Okay, and minus.
-1.
Okay, so you get 2 6-up saves with your scourges. You'll probably pass at least one of these. Nope. So 2 die. So that's what your defiler did. It took down 2 bugs, like 4 points worth of models. It's good. It's a good talk.
Wow, I'm such a lucky boy and having such a great time, and yeah.
Yes. Okay, Laura. Start of turn 3 in your command phase. What's the plans?
I'll start off. I'm claiming my victory points.
You are indeed. You're holding 2 objectives, so you get another 10 victory points.
3.
Yes, 3.
1, 2.
Oh yeah, sorry, you do still have the 3rd one. Apologies. So that's 15 plus the 10 you already had from last turn. So you're up to 25 objective points to Dave's 5.
Yeah.
5 is a smaller number than 25.
5 goes into 25.
5 times, which is the number of points you have in total. High five, buddy. Math. Anyway, everybody's been appeased. Cool, so that's that done. What else do you want to do?
I am also going to invoke Shadow of the Warp.
Yes, I believe that is his entire army of state battle shock tests.
Yes.
Over to you!
Lovely. Okay, so
What are we starting with?
I'll start with to be honest, they're all leadership 6 plus, so it doesn't really matter who I start with. So I'll start with this squad here. They fail.
So no objective for them this turn. That's kind of embarrassing.
I'll start with he passes it.
He does, yep.
The Havocs,
Who cares about them? It's
They
really
pass.
all about the units that are holding objectives.
the Terminators, they pass.
Okay, here.
And the Sorcerer, on his last wound, not that it's going to make much difference, is still battle shook.
Okay, so with that being said, in fact I have beautiful, sorry for panning around badly, I have some very cool tokens sent to me by Air Hobbies, and they say shocked. So your squad is now shocked, and so is your sorcerer is shocked. So yeah, that means you're not going to be able to claim the 5 objective points for this turn. It's hella embarrassing for you. Yeah, cool. That's a very good start. Very use of your special rules. I love it. What's going to happen now? Are we in the movement phase? Yes.
Yes.
I think so. In case anyone's wondering, it's very warm in the room today. We're all a little bit lula. So yes. So do you want to start moving your little war dollies around? And we'll come back with you guys when she has done that.
Just for movement, I did move up my prime here
Yes, you did.
and my leaper, Lictor.
Yes, indeed.
and everything else stayed. I just put these better onto the objectives.
Yep.
And now with the Termagants, I'm going to shoot the Havocs.
Beautiful.
So 16 shots.
There's indeed 16 of these guys left on the board, so 16 shots at the Havocs. Let's hope we can tear another Havoc down. That would be nice.
I'm feeling good about this.
And
I'm not really feeling good about
that's
this.
better. Okay, so 4 is it? Okay, and you are strength 5, so you are 4s to wound. So that is 4 wounds. That is 5 wounds on your Havoc squad. That's definitely a dead Havoc from Dave. Yeah, like I said, one of them's dead.
I'm going to take the boss out.
He's taken the Sergeant away. What he should have done last turn. So other shooting, the Screamer Killer can scream in combat, can't he? Okay, so the Screamer Killer, after remembering that blast can't be fired into combat, the Screamer Killer is going to scream at the 5 Chaos Space Marines on the objective. You're happy with that?
Yep.
Beautiful.
So it is D6
It'll do D6. 5 shots, that's what we like to see.
plus 3.
Plus 3, so we're up to 8.
4.
4 hits, exactly average.
Does he get an extra 1 because there's 5 dudes in the squad?
Yeah.
So an extra 1 dice to roll to see if you do it?
Nope, so 4 hits. And then what strength is it?
8.
Oof, 2s. 4 wounds. What's the AP and the damage, please?
-2, damage 1.
Minus 2 damage. So
5 up
5 up
saves.
saves. So
3
another
fails. 1 dies and 1 on a wound.
5 up saves. Minus 2.
Oh, sorry, 5 up save.
Yeah,
Apologies,
so
apologies.
one guy dies in here.
Yes,
Bloop.
yes. Okay, so that was a really nice little bit of extra shooting that we had almost forgotten about.
And in fairness, we realised then from the last turn that the fighter couldn't have actually fired his battle cannon into that guy, so we've put 3 wounds back.
Yeah,
onto
we realised the battle
attacks.
cannon with the blast special roll can't fire. So we have retroactively fixed that, and then we shall continue on. I think that's the end of your shooting phase.
Yep.
So we're going to move on to the combat phase next. Okay, we're on to the assault phase for the Tyranids turn 3, and I believe you are going to start with your Screamer Killer, who wants to take the final wound off of Dave's
Wizard man.
Sorcerer. So this is not a good hug. This is bad touch, bad touch. Okay, let's see. Really good. Take away the 1s and 2s. Beautiful. And then your strength, what, like 19 or something? So your 2s to wound him as well. Ouch. 2, 4, 6, 7 wounds. And what's the minus in the damage?
-2, damage 3.
Okay, I feel good about my chances right here.
I'm just waiting until you roll. You're going to feel different. And he's dead. Good talk. Okay, so let's take him away. And that means that you can consolidate now towards the objective. So everything there can go d6 inches towards the objective.
So
So roll a d6 for the Scream Killer.
okay.
He goes 5, so he'll go to like here. And he's got 9 wounds left. And then the other 2, so the Von Ryan's Leaper goes 3 inches. Don't ask me why I know what 3 inches is, guys. And 4 inches for him. So there you go.
Cool.
So that's really good. Well, not for you.
No.
But anyway. Okay, and what other combats do we have going on? I believe it's Dave's turn to pick a unit.
So I'll go with
Oh no, pause. We made an absolute hams of it, guys. Roll for assault for your prime. 4, so let's see if he is within range to make that assault.
So it gets him within an inch, so
Okay,
it is enough.
perfect. So that's that. And that is in fact the first fight that should have been rolled. And then I think what we'll do is we'll give Dave an assault with his sorcerer in that last combat.
No, because Laura would get to pick all her fights first units, and then she gets to pick the unit that fights next. So.
Oh
I
yeah,
would
so
die
yeah,
either
okay.
way.
So it's just your prime next. So your beast mode prime will get to fight. And I think he's particularly good. He is her warlord. The brains of the operation. So let's see how it works.
6.
Yes indeed, he's 6 attacks. Hitting on 2s, is it?
Yep.
What a beast. Okay, so 1 miss and 5 hits. And he's what, strength 6?
Yes.
Wounded on 3s. Oh no, okay, so 2 wounds and 3 unfortunate fails. So yeah, so you get 2 saves at minus 2 damage.
So 2 5-up saves. Fail
dead.
both.
2 dead Space Marines. That is, like, he's pretty good. Pretty good. Now, unfortunately, Dave does have a power fist there, which is kind of, punch him in the chops in a minute, but we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so I think that's all Laura's combats for now. I think it's Dave's turn. Well, he gets to have a go next. So, what are you going to choose?
So in that case, I am going to swing with the Defiler because I can't be attacked again here. So
Yes,
I'll come
sir.
back into them afterwards. So the Defiler will again do his whole beseech the Dark Gods to get his extra few attacks. So
Yeah, helped him last time. He killed 2 gaunts.
he fails this time with the
So he takes
leadership
D3
checks.
wounds.
Takes D3 mortal wounds.
That's
So
going
he
to
takes
take that
3
3 off
wounds.
for you. 6 wounds left. He's killing himself for you. That's
But-
the Dave special.
but he does still get the extra hits. So hopefully that'll help. So hitting on 3s.
Yes.
No, hitting on 4s now. Apologies, because he's gone to. Oh no, sorry.
6
I
wounds
take
left. He's
1
okay.
wound left. When I'm down to 5 wounds, I'm at -1 to hit. So
I think that was a sentence.
yeah, it was. When I go to 5 wounds remaining, I'm at -1 to hit.
There you go.
we go. 3 wounds at -3 to their save. So it's going to punch straight
3
through.
dead.
So 3 dead. And then the Scourge gets 3 attacks.
Yep.
So hits with 2 of them. And again, wounding on 2s. So 2 wounds, but you do get a 6-up save against those.
Okay, 2 6-up saves. 1 pass, 1 fail, 1 more dies. Okay, and I think the only combat left is for Laura to strike back at the Defiler with her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 remaining Termagants or Hormagants, whichever one they are. Okay, so Laura has 24 attacks and she's going to roll them all in one go to see if she can take any wounds off of the Defiler.
I'm looking for 4s.
Right. Hope you take out some of the misses if you like. I think we're good then. And then to wound, we are looking for 6s. 1 wound on the Defiler. Okay, we're just holding him up. Still takes a wound. 5 wounds left. Now he's at -1 to armor. That was tactical right there. Perfect. So that's the end of Laura's turn.
3.
Not quite.
Turn 3. Oh yes, sorry. Dave's Marines get to fight back in futility because apparently they can't take power fists anymore.
No, apparently they're now just called a heavy melee weapon. And so he gets 3 attacks with that.
Yes.
I'll swing with that first. So, 1 hit.
Yes. Dave dice in full swing.
1 wound though.
Yes, a wound. What armor save does your Tyranid Prime have?
4.
Yes, and what?
4, so -2 to that.
So 6-up save. She doesn't love it. How many wounds?
2 wounds.
Takes 2 wounds. He goes down to what? 4.
And then the
How many wounds does he
chainsword.
have?
6.
6 wounds. So he goes down to 4.
Cool. And then the remaining dude. So 2 attacks, 2 hits, no wounds.
Okay. Okay, so now we are finished Laura's turn 3. I don't know whether she claimed any of her secondary objectives. At the end of your turn, you control 1 or more objective marker in your opponent's deployment zone. She doesn't have that, unfortunately.
She does.
Oh no, he does, because you're OP0. She gets that. That's fantastic. So you actually get 8 victory points for that one.
Nice.
Lol. Sucks to be Dave. So that's up to 33 victory points for Laura. And yeah, it's not too shabby. Okay, end of this turn. I'm going to move over to Dave's turn 3 now in a moment. Okay, Dave's turn 3. He is currently at 5 victory points to 33 victory points. So I believe he's come to some sort of reckless decision, which is...
I'm going to draw a gambit card.
He's going to draw a gambit card. We had a look at these before and we were all very confused. So let's see what happens here.
Boom!
Judge his facial expression, see if he understands what's going on.
Gambit, Defender, Orbital Strike Coordinates. The battlefield is lost. Yeah, it really is. Triangulate coordinates and transmit them to your orbital assets so that they can unleash their fury and deny the enemy the prize. I'm going to bomb you from orbit. At the end of your 5th turn, if 1 or more of your units from your army that are not battle shocked are wholly within 9 inches of a corner of the battlefield, and those units are not within your own deployment zone, roll 2d6. Okay. Add 1 to the result for every other corner of the battlefield that has 1 or more units from your army wholly within 9 inches of it. Okay. If the final result is 12 or more, the gambit is successfully completed and you score 30 victory points. Okay.
I know that might even if he achieves that, he still might not win.
Yeah. Legitimately, yeah.
Okay, Dave, do you want to play the rest of the game?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so at the end of Dave's turn 3, we did an assessment on how the game is going, and after his turn, he is on 15 points total. Laura's on 33. If we began turn 4, Laura would claim another 3 objectives, claim another 15 points, bringing her up to 48, and Dave would be holding the center objective, and that would be pretty much it. He is no longer capable of claiming his gambit because he needs to be in 9 inches of one of the corners of Laura's object, and they just can't make it there in time. So the gambit is impossible to get, and therefore Dave cannot achieve enough victory points to even draw. So unfortunately, it is a vicious, embarrassing blow for the Iron Warriors, and a glorious victory for Laura and her first game of Warhammer 40,000, and her first run out of the Tyranids, and the first run out of the new 10th edition and new 10th edition Tyranids. So great game all in all, and we'll come back to you guys in a few minutes and let you know our thoughts. You've had your first experience of 10th edition for Dave, and your first experience of 40k as a whole, Miss Laura. What are your thoughts? We'll start with Dave, just for the returning player, and then I'll ask Laura about her thoughts on 40k general and 10th edition. So, as a returning player, what did you like about 10th edition? Is there anything you didn't like about 10th edition, and so on?
More streamlined, I suppose. Like, there's not as much faffing around with weapon profiles and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Building a list is a hell of a lot easier. Just take the models you want and don't worry about what they're equipped with so much.
Yep.
So that appeals to me because I was never a fan of the micromanagement kind of points that went into building a list.
Same for me,
Cool.
wasn't a fan.
And the flexibility in terms of like just take a leader and then take whatever you want. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just take a leader and nothing but the fighters going forward, because that might be a bit of fun.
But you only have 3, but you know, it's fine.
It's fine.
No, rules actually still exist.
Guidelines more than rules.
More like guidelines, yeah, of course.
But I like the mission structure, the idea that even when you're, you know, so far down that you've no chance of coming back, and then you pull out a gambit card to try and flip the table and change things there. That's a cool addition.
Yep.
Of course, me and objectives, they don't really go together, so it didn't really make much of a difference in that game, but maybe that's something I'll pick up over time.
That makes sense.
So, overall, just, cool, really enjoyed it.
Fair enough, like it. I think that's kind of the same thing for me. 10th edition seems to be a lot more streamlined, a lot more easier to set up and start playing a game. Even things like all the secondary objectives I think are just much more manageable for us. We always struggled with those kind of things in a previous edition, as people will tell from the first round of battle reports we did. So hopefully we can enjoy this round a little bit more. Now on to the Queen Bee. So obviously you've played many, many games of Age of Sigmar and other tabletop war games like Star Wars Legion and the like, and many tournaments and such. So as your first tippity toe into 40k, what were your thoughts? What did you like and dislike about it?
I think the thing that slowed me down most was trying to translate all the wording from Age of Sigmar. So that's something I really have to get used to. And then the cards are totally different.
Yep.
Like what all the
letters and stuff.
That's totally all new, and strength and toughness, like that's completely new. I really enjoyed it though. I enjoyed what the Tyranids can do, and I think they suit me as a player. But I like that horde army, just going over and getting objectives and trying to have like 1 or 2 bigger monsters as well. So I'm excited to play more, and I just need to, it's mostly the language that I was having trouble with, like does this mean the same thing as it did in this game, and then but I really enjoyed it.
And to add on to that, the language for us is even different this time, because even the cards are different. Like from 1st edition to 9th edition they were pretty much the same, and 10th edition they're totally different. So even we're learning the same thing. It's a bit like objective control never existed before and stuff. So
even the simple things of like one model using a bolt gun to hit or to wound, it's a different profile for a different guy using a bolt gun. Even in the game we saw there, there's
autocannons
3 or 4 different
it's exactly the same. Like a man-portable autocannon is not the same as one bolted onto the side of a tank, which makes perfect sense. And it's one thing we're always confused by. Why is that the main armament on a Lehman Russ, but its Space Marine is running around with it as a pistol? This makes no sense. So it is cool to see that kind of stuff. And, so when it comes to the 2nd edition or 2nd season of our Battle Report series, we can have continued support from you, Miss Laura, to be our dedicated Tyranids player?
Yes.
And you will return?
Yes, I will be returning, and I may bring my own Tyranids
that you are slyly working on in the background?
Yes.
And Mr. Chin, will you be returning as the the dedicated and he's gone. But it was worth it. It was really funny. You'll return as our dedicated Chaos player.
Yep.
And what else do you like playing, of course?
That's been it really for the last season. Now we're looking at bringing more armies into the season going forward. So
I guess with that in mind, is there any particular army that you would love to be dedicated to you moving into season 2? That you're like, Andy, get your thumb out and get me a Dark Elder or an Elder army or something like that?
I'll have to wait and see, won't you?
Suspenseful. Okay, pretty beautiful, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed your first game of 10th edition and your first game of 40k, and I cannot wait to bring you back for more epic games. Maybe next time one of you can play me, which would be kind of nice to play. Okay, thanks for that. Okay, see you guys later. Okay, everybody. So Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching episode 1 of the season 2 of our Battle Report series. This was more of a kind of a tester, get our heads back in the game for how we actually run the battle reports, and of course introduce this lore to 40k, and I think that went pretty well. So if you guys enjoyed the game, we will of course be dropping the story arc for this particular season on the website and on our Instagram accounts and stuff in the near future, so watch out for that. I think what we have planned for the story is going to be really cool, and the different armies and factions we're going to tie in as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, ask us any questions you want in the comments below, and we will get back to you in some fashion, whether that be good or bad, we shall see. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and of course my 2 compadres are also in the social media space, so if you want to check them out, Golden Chin, Laura Inherits the Earth on Instagram will be of course linked below, and they both of course work with the channel, but if you want to check out their personal stuff, that is also there as well. Any final words from you 2 glorious people before we sign off?
No, just if there's, I know we always say it, but if anyone has thoughts of stuff they'd like to see from the battle reports going forward, or anything they particularly enjoyed or would like to see more or less of, let us know in the comments below. It's always helpful to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. And do bear with us, because we were learning 40k the last time we did this battle report season, and now it's a whole new edition of 40k, so we're learning all over again.
Yeah. Okay, 2 final points. Thank you guys so much for all of the patrons. You are awesome, and you keep the lights on and cameras rolling, so I can never thank you guys enough. And once again, thank you to GameMat.eu for supplying the scenery and the board that we played on here today. We will once again link all of their stuff below, and you can check out their awesome stuff. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the very end of the video. We'll see you in the next one.